updated me on this tune as well. She says that this is actually supposed to be a G. So it's handy that I'm actually going to be moving on to the second step of the method and working on memorization today. So she says that should be a G, and I think these are supposed to be Gs as well. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, just get rid of these boxes here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here, I'm going to start on the last phrase and get my handy little metronome up. This is why it's quite handy to have notes, because you can know exactly what speed you were working at. I believe I was working at 50 BPM. So it'd be 1, 2, and 1, 2, and It's really important when I'm doing stuff back to back, when I'm looping it like this. There is a temptation to hold the first finger over these two strings because that's easier, but you make sure that I always lift it, because obviously I'm following on from this F here instead of an A, so it's just worth noting that when you're doing this sort of stuff. So play this until I've got it in my memory. I've already got it in my memory, but okay, so I'm happy with that. Now it might take you a bit longer, so just make sure you take your time. Next I'm going to move on to this phrase here. Okay, so we're working our way backwards through the tune, trying to memorize it. So it's 1 and 2 and or okay, I think I've got that in my memory. So now I'm going to move on to playing the two phrases together, so it's becoming a cumulative. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Cool, I've got that. Like I say, you know, I kind of already had this off by memory just from the last session, but you know, I've been doing this a while, so I would expect myself to have memorized it. But if it takes you longer, that's fine. So remember, you can count this out as well. It was 1 triplet 2 and 1 triplet 2 and 1 triplet 2 and Now this is a cool phrase because it's uneven. It means that I'm having to bow it differently each time, which is a really great exercise to have to do. But if you want to bow it the same way it's going to be in the tune, then just lift the bow and stop. So it'd be like lift and 1 and okay. I feel like I've pretty much got it. It's just pretty much a scale. So I'm gonna add that in with what we've got so far. One, two, three, 2, 2, 3. cool. And I am really just trying to memorize it. That's the key point. That's the focus point. So it doesn't really matter about little things that I want to work on, because I'll work on those later. I'm just trying to get this into my memory. Okay, so I'm going to do this last phrase of the second line, that is. 1. Oh, this is 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, or 1 and 2 and 1 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 and okay, it's quite tricky, that. Oops. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. I think I've got that in my head. Was a wee bit weird counting that, so it's always good being able to rhythm count. Kind of, I think it's better to have it clear in your head to begin with before you start the tune. 1, 1, 2, 3, and cool. So looks like we've got one line down. Now this is going to be a little bit tricky, this one. In fact, I found when I was working on it before, it was actually easier to have it within a context. So that's what I'm going to do, because I don't want to spend too much time on it. Okay, so we've just done this phrase. So there, I kind of got myself tied up there, because I'm wanting to work on that phrase, but I have memorized it, and I have to stick to my focus points, because otherwise I'm not going to get effective practice. So that was fine. I was just trying to get that right. So I'm going to go from there through to the end now. 2, 1, 2, and. I'm starting to play it quite a lot now, and some of my own natural bowing's coming in. I was like thinking about trying to write it down for you, but it was a little bit distracting. Okay, cool. So this phrase is quite similar to this one here, just with a small difference, the second beat mostly. So it's... Seems okay. So let's add that in. So I'm going to go from here onwards. Do you know what? I've done that quite a lot, so I'm just going to write that in. Like blowing that upwards and throwing a wee upload there as well. Okay, cool. So I've done this first phrase already because it's the same as virtually the same as the bottom line. So now I'm ready to do this whole section. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, and cool. All right, so I'm just trying out some ideas as I go along, but really this is about memorization. It's not about messing around, but I allowed my attention to wander. So that's what I would do. That's step 2. Step 3 of the method is to start increasing the speed gradually, but I think we're probably going to do that with the whole tune. So I'm going to move on to, in my next session, I'm going to probably move on to doing the second part, or the B part. Again, the first step of the method on that. So I hope that's been useful, and good luck with your practice.